Good evening. Hey, what's up, folks? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Doing a video here in my store. Just closed up the store here a little while ago, finishing up with some work. And I said, you know what? Let me do a video here quick that I've been wanting to do for quite some time about the gold standard. Are we still on the gold standard? Have we gone back to the gold standard? Did we ever leave the gold standard? Well, I'm going to get to that in a moment, and I'm going to go over a couple different things, and you're going to see what all these different items that I have are all have in common. So let's get into that right now. And first off, I'm going to open up my wallet here, and excuse me one second. I'm going to open up my laptop here too, because I had a couple things I wanted to discuss with you. First, if you see my wallet clearly in view here, a friend of mine actually made these many years ago, and I don't know if he still makes them, but I bought like a gross of them because they're great. Stick them in my front pocket. Easy to carry a wallet like that. And if you want to see what I carry in my wallet besides my credit card, which I'm not going to put that out, I carry a couple 1 gram and half gram bars in my wallet. My lucky key, my St. Christopher's metal key, and of course, well, we won't show that. I guess I did for a second. So that's my wallet, and what I got in my wallet. Now let's take a look here. I have a gold certificate. This is a $10 gold certificate from 1928, and they also made them in 10s, 20s. 50s, and I believe hundreds as well. I think in small size, I forget, but it's late in the day, and I don't remember everything. And what else do I have in my wallet? I have a $2 United States note, red seal U.S. note, and this is kind of interesting because we're going to talk about this in a second here, what the difference is between, and if you look right there real carefully, you'll see, let me see if I can tune into that right there, United States note. You'll see up here it says payable in U.S. gold. This is a gold certificate right here. And then we're going to take a look at a $1 silver certificate. You'll see at the top there it says $1 silver certificate. There's a $5 silver certificate as well. That's from 1953. And silver certificates were made up until what the heck was it? 1953 and 57. Late as 1957, the ones, and I think the fives are up to 53. And then we're going to get into what we currently carry in our pocket, which is the U.S. Federal Reserve note. And as you can see, I've got quite a few of these here. You'll notice that's a star note, $2 star note. I get like 1,000 calls on they're basically worthless. So let's move that out here. They're not $1 million like you see on the internet. The internet, folks. Excuse me, it's been a long day. But this is basically Federal Reserve currency, just like the $1 bill that you carry in your pocket. Silver certificate, gold certificate, and again, the United States note with the red seal. I mean, what is that? It's kind of interesting, and let's talk about that for a second. Oh, crap, what else do I have in my wallet? Well, I have a Florida gold back, by the way, and we are carrying these at my store. You know, it's interesting. At first, I thought they were kind of gimmicky. I looked at them when I first saw them. I said, oh, gimmick. And then I started thinking about it. I said, you know, these guys are actually putting gold in these things. Look, 1 2,000th ounce of a troy ounce of gold. That's a half gold Florida gold back. They make Utah gold backs. I got to admit, this company's done a great job. I mean, forgive me, this is not a sale. It is kind of a sales pitch because I was quite impressed with the product here. But here, we're going to get into this. That used to be payable in silver. That used to be payable in gold, but no longer. So it's just really payable in paper or whatever the promissory note is. And Federal Reserve note. Compared to that, this literally, if you read right there, and if you can see that 1 200th 2,000th troy ounce 24 karat gold. Now, do the math on it. It doesn't seem like a lot. I think we sell these for about $3.50 or $4 per half, and then I think a full is around $7 thereabouts, give or take. But what's cool about it is that a serial number. Look at the artwork on it, and some of the other artwork is pretty damn cool too. And I'm going again. I thought these were pretty cool. I want to share these. And if you're doing comparison, if I burn this bill right here, what do I have? A pile of freaking ashes. Maybe, hopefully, I barbecued something on top of it to make use of its energy. But this really does have 1/2000 ounce, 20 ounces of 24 karat gold in it. And you're saying, why do I carry things in my wallet? Well, the point of me carrying this right here, I did put it in my wallet. I'm going to probably hand them out as tips. That's probably the equivalent of $3, $3.50 or so. But I'm going to see what the wear and durability of this. I'll let you guys know. And by the way, again, maybe this is a shameless plug for Goldback, but first I thought they were gimmicky. I started looking. I'm saying, this is pretty cool stuff here, man. There's the Florida Goldback. We're handling that right there. We got these in the store. I'm going to be very competitive selling these, very close to the. And by the way, I will ship these. If you're watching me online, you give me a call. We will ship these. We'll figure a way to ship them to you. They're easy to ship. It's not like gold and silver, and they actually contain gold and silver. So let me move aside from that. This is new stuff. I like to look at this. I wish our government would do this. Can you imagine if the U.S. dollar had a little bit of gold in it that you knew at the very least you could burn your dollar, get your gold out of it? So, all right. Anyways, a little plug to these guys, and I'm handling the store. And I think it's a cool idea. I think it's the way that money should be. There should be something involved with money. Money should be backed by gold. Money should be backed by silver or something like that. We're living in a fiat society, folks. This is our grandparents' generation. This is our parents' generation. Depending on how old you are, this is our parents' generation, our grandparents' generation. This is literally my generation. I know I'm aging and stuff like that. See 1957 there, a little bit before my time, but no less. Times have changed, and aren't we living in some exciting times at all times as well? Cheers to everyone out there. And remember, I promise you these videos are never edited, and my video editor is much too lazy to do that. I'm just kidding. All right, so I was going to talk about a couple things. What are the difference between all these notes right here? All right, what's the difference between the silver certificates, the gold certificates, the current money that we use? And again, I've already told you how cool I thought this kind of idea. Man, if some country came out with this kind of stuff right here, where they actually embedded a little bit of gold in money, they'd be big winners. But remember, they'll never do that. That's what fiat's all about. That's what funds all the bullshit that all major countries fund their follies with. But anyways, I don't want to digress. All right. Gold certificates. It's pretty obvious. Gold certificates are backed by gold. You could trade this for about $10 worth of gold or a $10 gold piece. And hang on a second. Let's get to that. I've got them up here. There's a U.S. $10 gold piece right there. That's a $10 Liberty. Currently, these sell for not much over the price of gold. They're fairly common, believe it or not, and probably good deals out there. There's a $10 Indian, but that's the equivalent right there. 1926, 1928. You could trade this for that. And the odd thing is that even though we're no longer on the gold standard, you can still cash this $10 gold certificate in for $10. You could turn this into your bank right now. It's still acceptable as currency. And oddly enough, so is this. This is why the United States is known as the longest living fiat currency. And you can still spend the hard currency that we made back then. Banks would happily take this in exchange for $10 as well as this. I don't know what they would do with $10 gold pieces that they took in now. Again, this is still legal tender. This note is still legal tender. This silver certificate is still legal tender. This $1, but you can exchange it for gold or silver. But it's still this is all still legal tender. Currently, these trade for a good collector value, and $10 gold pieces are fairly common. They're trading not much for over the gold value. But let's get into some other things as well. And what is the difference between, give me 1 second, where's our $2 bill there? The $2 bill is just kind of cool. I threw it over there. $2 bills, that is a Federal Reserve note. What is the difference between a Federal Reserve note? Again, is this a quiz? No, it's not a quiz, but a $5 silver certificate. And where the heck did I throw the gold certificate? I threw it around here somewhere. There it is, right over there. A $10 gold certificate. And what else are we looking for? I'm looking for my U.S. note. It only was $2. $2 U.S. note. Look, there's 4 different notes here. United States note, silver certificate, Federal Reserve note, gold certificate. Folks, not many people know that there were so many different forms of money, including hard money, which is probably the best type of money here because you actually got it in your hands rather than a piece of paper. But let's go over these different type of notes here. Ready? And which one should I actually start with? Well, let's start with the easiest one. Simple gold certificate right here. As you see, 1928. Currently, you cannot get gold for this. Read this right here, folks, if you can see that real quick and without me shaking too much. This, I'll read it to you. This certificate is legal tender in the amount of, there are in the payment of all debts and dues, public and private, in gold. So you could exchange this note for gold. This note right here, silver certificate. This certificate is legal tender for all debts, public and private, and it was backed by silver. This is the intriguing note. I keep kind of wanting to go there, but we're going to go there in 1 second. This is the current note that we're using right here, Federal Reserve note. This is not issued by our government. This is issued by a private bank, the Federal Reserve Bank. The Federal Reserve Bank is not part of the United States. The Treasury is part of the United States. The Treasury issues silver certificates. The Treasury issued gold certificates. The Treasury issued, well, we'll get into that in a second here because this is the most interesting one, the red seal here. But currently, this is what you and I spend. This one, this one, this one. It's fiat, folks. Anything that you see with Federal Reserve note right there, Federal Reserve note, Federal Reserve note, all that shit is fiat. You could burn it. There's no gold in it. Like at least this Florida Gold back, which is made by a private company. Go figure, a private gold company does better than the Federal Reserve, which is a bunch of private bankers. Not going to go there, but worthless, folks. Really, it is. It's just paper fiat. And but it is what it is. That's what we have to deal with. That's our current situation. But the interesting note is the United States note right here. All right. These are produced, I think, before 1928, the U.S. Treasury notes, United States notes, red seals are produced a long time ago, mostly for counterfeiting at one time. But in the most recent period, 1963, they were produced by the U.S. Treasury for some kind of, read about these, read about the history about the U.S. Red Seal note. So, a lot of stuff you'll read is that it was about anti-counterfeiting, the Red Seal and everything like that. But the United States note in 1963 is a very unique piece of currency. Again, because it was issued by the Treasury. It was not issued by the Federal Reserve. What's going on there? A lot of history there, a lot of controversy there, but we're not going to go into that right now. What we're going to talk about is gold. And are we still on the gold standard? Are we still on this gold standard? Well, as you know, this is the hard form of gold that our country used to give us. They used to give us this, which we could trade for this right here, as you see in the background. But I'm going to make a different case that most of you have never thought about before, and a lot of people haven't talked about before. And meanwhile, I'm going to wet my whistle here real quick. And did I say gold and silver markets are just crazy busy, and that I've just been crazy busy here in the store? Commercial rare coins and precious metals in Lauderdale by the Sea. Here's my plug, folks. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, platinum, we're cheaper than, and if you're local especially, oh gosh darn, we're cheaper than ATMAX, SD, JM Bullion, a lot of the guys on the line. Not only that, you can physically come and talk to a person in our store at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Look us up on the internet. We're Commercial Rare Coins and PreciousMetals.com or something like that. I think I got that wrong, but you got my point. But anyways, if you're looking to buy gold, silver, platinum in any type of form, and even rare kind of currency and coins, that's one of our specialties as well. Give us a call. We're happy to help you out. But meanwhile, we're talking about gold certificates, silver certificates, Federal Reserve notes, and again, the very interesting United States note. Gold certificates were exchangeable for gold. Again, I digress a little bit. Silver certificates were exchangeable for silver coin, and then during the when you could turn these things at one point, they were giving away, not giving, but you could change these in 1969, I think it was, when they had the cutoff, when you could change these for actual silver. Again, folks, you can still spend this for $5, just like the gold certificate. You can still spend for $5, and you can spend this stuff for $10. And we're going to get into this in a moment. But the differences between this stuff backed by silver at one time, we'll pitch that, no longer backed by silver. Backed by gold at one time, no longer backed by gold, but boy, these notes are still highly collectible. So not sure, pound for pound, these notes might be worth more than gold. Federal Reserve notes backed by nothing, backed by the 1913 act that was snuck in that gave a bunch of bankers the right to print our money and not be answerable to anybody other than God, which was not the intent of our founding fathers, who expected us to use hard money, gold and silver. Check out the Constitution on that, by the way, folks. And again, let's get back to the elusive red seal. The United States note. Well, at a time, and check out the date on this. This is 1963, all right? Within my generation. At a time when the United States Federal Reserve notes were circulating, silver certificates were circulating, gold certificates had been redeemed unredeemable in gold by Roosevelt in 33, I think it was. So these, even though you can still use them today for $10, Roosevelt cut them off at 33. So there you go. No more gold, no more hard asset. The guys that saved this stuff and not this stuff were way better off. Even though, again, the collectability of these notes is pretty damn high. All right. $5 silver certificates right here. They gave you up to 1970 or something like that, 69 or something, to exchange these for silver shots, silver bars, or whatever the heck it was. And then again, you can still cash these in, just like these. Federal Reserve notes, just paper, dude. Nothing at all. All right, I've been kind of putting this off. United States note. What does this have to do in common with this? Why are we still on the gold standard, in my opinion, folks? Well, here's why I think we're still on the gold standard. I'm going to take a sip of my drink here. Tonight's a Pinot Noir to go along with the Wahoo that I caught. If you watched my earlier video here, caught a Wahoo in my last boating adventure. But what does this have in common? Well, folks, I can earnestly say, in my opinion, that I think that we're still on the gold standard. And I'll tell you why I think we're still on the gold standard. You know why? Because we still sell a gold coin, a U.S. American Eagle. There it is right there. I'm not sure how you can see that or how well you can see that, but here, let me see if I can focus in a little bit. That's the United States Gold Eagle right there. And if you take a look at the back of that, what does it say? It says 1 ounce of fine gold, $50. What does this have to do with this right here? There's a red seal right there. United States note, $2. What is the difference between that? Hey, give me 1 second here. And that note right there, the Federal Reserve note. Well, this, again, issued by bankers, redeemable in nothing. This was an attempt in 1963 to have the Treasury print their own money. Again, read the history about the U.S. Red Seal note. It's very, very interesting. Not about the early Red Seal notes, but about the later early Red Seal notes. I think were still redeemable in gold, or you could exchange it for gold certificates. But the later Red Seal notes were kind of like a rebellion against the Federal Reserve. I mean, look, these two notes were competing at the same time in 1963. And the Federal Reserve note, which has been made since 1913. I don't have an earlier Federal Reserve note here, but these notes have been competing. You got to ask yourself why, all right? That's a whole different question or a whole different thought process. I don't want to jump down that rabbit hole right now. My thought is that we are still on the gold standard, folks. You know why? Our country still makes a gold coins that has a $50 denomination. That is a $50 gold coin. You could spend this for $50. The denomination of it is $50, all right? But our government gives us a $50 denominated coin that has 1 ounce of gold and that's currently worth $3,300 gold, $3,300. So what does this mean? Well, do the math yourself, divide 50 into 3,300 or whatever you want to do, but we still create gold coins. Our government still is on the gold standard. If you want any proof that we're not, if you want any proof that we're on the gold standard, there it is. If you want any proof that our government has the ability to print our own currency, there it is. United States note, made by the Treasury Department, created by the Treasury Department, not created by the Federal Reserve. And again, really cool story behind this. I'm not even going to tell you about it. I want you to go look on your own. And that's pretty much it for my story about, or not my story, but what I've been wanting to talk about currency, the different types of currency, gold, what backs up our gold, what the Red Seal notes really are. And again, these are really cool. There's nothing preventing our government today from going to these type of notes, printing United States notes. If Trump really wanted to, or any a U.S. government official wanted to, the Treasury Department is completely legal and cool with printing these. However, what would they be smart doing? Well, I know I live in kind of a fantasy world, but if the United States government was really smart and the United States government wanted to put out their own notes instead of having the Federal Reserve put out fiat backed by nothing notes, they should create a Red Seal note produced by the U.S. Treasury, maybe with some gold. All right, folks, I've gone off the deep end with that. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any type of form or in amount, call us at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals at 954-493-8811 or 954-776-COIN. It's a coin. I almost forgot about that promotion. And thanks for watching. I'm hoping to put some more videos out here, especially some dailies. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any forms, give us a call at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. We'll beat APMEX, SDJM, and we'll beat the local guys as well. And the beautiful thing is I have a great staff, and we have the ability to really educate our people that are buying this kind of stuff. Well, that's it. Thanks. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.